Okay, let's see. I'm gonna read a fan fiction today while watching a mysterious marriage duel. Of course, this is a pony fan fiction. Oh well, let's see what we've got here. Making cider. It was an apple cider season, and many ponies were going to and fro throughout the roads. However, there was one road that was completely abandoned most of the time. This road led toward the deserts of Equestria and started in Ponyville. If one were to walk this road during one particularly hot day, one might find something interesting going on. Since it was apple cider season, there were two ponies that could be seen on the road. These two ponies were the Flim-Flam Brothers. The two of them stood close together, both sweating from the scorching rays of the equestrian sun. Both of their hearts were racing as they drew together and pushed up. "Come on, brother of mine," said Flim. "Harder! I'm trying," said Flim. "But this is new to me." Indeed, it was new to both of them. Oh my god! Indeed, it was new to both of them. Flim had mounted Flim and was trying to push with all his might. Both of their fiery red mates swinged back and forth as they moved and sang. As they pushed hard on one another pony came down the road and saw the two. When he saw made them blush, he quickly took his leave. The two brothers didn't notice him as they continued to push on the wall of the car with their forehooves were on. "One moment," said Flam, dismounting. "I need something to cool myself down." Flam galloped a few feet away, grabbing a cup of cider, and started to drink some of it and splashing some of it on his body. "Oh, that's hot. Give me one, will you?" said Flim, panting from the experience. Flam nods and gives Flim a cup of cider. Instead of drinking it, he just splashes it over himself. "Okay, I'm good," said Flim. "You ready again?" "Yes, brother of mine," said Flim. Flim turned around once again and waited for Flim to get on top. When he did, he felt little droplets of cider from his brother fall on him, and he welcomed the cool feel from them. He readied himself, and the he began once again. "Here it comes!" "Shut up, Rainbow Dash!" A renewed vigor started to flow in the bloodstream of the two brothers, and they began to push harder. At the first, the wall of the car seemed to move from their strength as Flim grinded on Flim as he moved. The light from the sun glistened on their wet legs as their hearts raced even further. Flim began to think that his position could be fixed a bit to improve the pace, so he spread his back moves and pressed up. Flim did the same and moved his plot upwards a bit. The panting became louder and louder as Flim with a slight moan as he pushed further into the walls of the car. Suddenly, he felt he soon couldn't take it anymore. This was it! The climax! So Flam pushed himself harder and soared to ground with intense speed. Flim shakes a little from the strength and he pushes more on the car. The strength from the two brothers was so great that the wall from the car began to move upwards. At the final thrust from Flam, the two brothers stood on their hind legs and pushed in one another's flanks until one would think that they were connected to each other. Oh dear. Oh dear. The cider is wet from their flanks intermingled one another before both of them. That's what it says on here. Both of them made a loud moan and removed their hooves from the car. The car quickly fell back down on the ground and the two brothers fell on the ground with exhaustion. Oh god, my palms feel all sweaty now! Ah! Anyhow, Flim and Flam breathed heavy and faced the sky with their chest quickly moving up and down. Flim placed the hoof over his forehead and shivers a little bit. "Dang it," said Flim. "We almost had it." Flam nodded. His soaking mane sprawled out on the dusty ground. He places the hoof on the ground and sits up. "You got that right," said Flam. "If only we just pushed a bit harder, I'm sure we would have had it." "Doesn't matter now," said Flim. "The car is still on its side." Blessed Bouncer popped right off the thing and just died. Oh! Okay! Okay, it's just some innuendo again. Oh my god, it's made it well! Anyhow, shut up. What was I saying? Okay. Flam nodded once again and saw that his brother was setting up now. He looked at him with exhaustion for a moment before turning his gaze at the pre-made cider on hoof. He grabs 2 cups and hands one to Flim. Flim turned his head to his brother and nodded. "Thank you," said Flim. "I didn't even try to drink the last one. Now my insides feel like they're on fire." Flim chuckled and took a swig of his cider. The light from the sun still pounded on them, but the cider began to cool them off some more. "Should we just go to Ponyville and ask for help?" asked Flim. "Can't," said Flim. We not only wrecked a good amount of sweet apple acres during our time there, but we also got a bunch of ponies over there mad at us. Then what should we do?" Flim sighed and pushed himself up. He gave a hoof to his brother and quickly pushed him up. "We're going to hitchhike by the looks of things." The brothers looked at the tipped car for a moment, I'm guessing, before they walked up on the road and started to hitchhike. For a couple of minutes, they were silent as they waved their hooves. However, Flim began to think of what they were to push up the car inside. "Wow," Flim thought. "What if some pony saw us?" "Oh dear, don't tell me." Flim turned his head to Flim, still waving his hoof. "Hey, Flim." "Oh, and da-da-da!" And Flim turned his head to Flim, still waving his hoof. "Hey, Flim," said Flim. "You know we were trying to push the car up?" Oh god, don't tell me he liked it. "Of course, why?" "Well," began Flim, brushing his mane back. "You know, it's kind of funny how we tried to push it up." "I don't understand," said Flim. "What do you mean?" "Well, it was just the way we were positioned. Do you remember that I was on top of you while we tried to move the car?" "Oh god." "Yeah," said Flim, somewhat confused. "And do you remember that as we pushed, I had to grind you to get some leverage?" "Oh dear. Oh god." What would it feel like? Just then, Flim's eyes widened and he blushed. "Yeah," he whispered. Now that I think of it, what if some pony saw us while we were doing it? Wouldn't they, I don't know, take it out of context or something?" The 2 brothers glanced at each other with embarrassed looks. They stopped moving their hooves and placed them on the ground, kicking the dust. Flim was the first to breathe silence after well over 5 minutes. "It never happened," said Flim. "We were just trying to push the car up, which failed. No pony saw us, and it never happened again. Agreed?" "Agreed," said Flim. The end! Alternate ending. The 2 brothers nodded at one another and continued to hitchhike. Eventually, a ride to Las Pegasus was found, and the 2 brothers started their business there. However, this was the one pony that saw them lived. When he saw them out in the market one day, he blushed fiercely and told the pony next to him what those ponies did on that fateful day. That pony then told his friends, in which those friends told their friends, and eventually almost every pony in Las Pegasus knew about their deed. They were soon nicknamed the world's most famous incest brothers, next to Mario and Luigi, and they started their cider business in Las Pegasus quickly plummeted. If this lesson should be given for the story, it should be one should never get on top of someone else, and some pony might take the scene out of context. Oh well, I'm done. Okay, bye! Oh god, this was hot.